today. And what the hell?
What the hell?
Ridiculous crimes and criminals on the show today. We love our What the Hell shows because we want to share with you the madness that we find in people's brains and why they do what they do. And sometimes you don't know why. You don't want to explain why, even as therapists. You just want to say, what the hell?
Oh, my God.
I'll get started.
Okay, good. Students'
legs amputated in alleged 1.3 million insurance fraud ploy. Oh, yeah. A university student who had his legs amputated after claiming he suffered frostbite during a motorbike ride faces charges of insurance fraud.
What?
What the hell? The 23-year-old man, identified only as Yang, allegedly submerged his feet into a bucket of dry ice for more than 10 hours to inflict severe frostbite, which resulted in a double amputation.
What the fuck? This is not even what the hell. This is what the fuck.
There you go. See, sometimes it rises above. It is believed he carried this out in the hope he could make an insurance claim worth $1.3 million, according to the Taiwan Criminal Investigation Bureau. It is alleged another man, a friend of his, identified as Lau, persuaded him to carry out the insurance scam, with the pair claiming it was during a motorbike ride together in January last year that he suffered his frostbite.
Wait, hold on a minute. Did he go into this knowing that he was going to have his legs removed from doing what he did?
I don't know. I think so. Like,
risk reward, buddy. Risk reward.
I think so. I think the friend is the one who convinced him to do it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's interesting because after going to the local hospital for this stuff, the medical staff determined that the man's injuries were manufactured.
Well, I'm sure they could figure that out.
So like right out of the gate.
Yeah, wasted your time and your legs.
He had no sock or shoe marks on his feet. I guess it would have
like
made
an
marks.
impression, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And injuries on both the limbs were symmetrical, like he had sat which is not what happens when you have frostbite.
So hold on, now let me put this in chronological order. So we have
these two brain surgeons. These two brain surgeons,
right? Are they on the same bike? Is it Dumb and Dumber status where they're like, right? Okay, so because now
let's imagine it that way.
Well, I am, because I can imagine him going like, "I'm so cold, man," because he had just come out of like the buckets of ice water.
Yeah. Dry ice, in fact.
Dry ice. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm sure his skin was burnt. And then 10 hours in dry ice. How do you... Okay, first of all, I ride. It's so fucking hot by your legs. Okay, that's the hottest part of the bike, guys.
Yeah, it's right by the engine.
That's why we wear...
And the tires.
Boots and Kevlar and all of that, because it's hot. Mm-hmm. Even if it's cold out, it's hot down there.
Yeah.
He should have frozen like his arms or something.
I love how we're trying to give him
That is the dumbest part to freeze on a motorcycle. That's the only part that stays warm.
I know. And you can burn yourself on the little exhaust pipe and everything.
Oh my God.
Apparently during the alleged motorbike ride, not only were there no marks on his legs, there was some symmetry. During the ride, the temperatures also only dropped to lows of like 5 degrees, well above temperatures that would have inflicted any kind of these kinds of injuries.
What? Oh my God.
Taiwan is a subtropical region.
Oh, that's what you said too. I was like, are they in Antarctica trying to ride a bike?
No.
If people don't ride bikes once it starts snowing or there's ice, you're in a subtropical region.
Yeah. And you know what?
And it's your legs.
And the guy, I think of the friend, what it talks about is how this guy was restrained in a chair with cable ties and endured the pain for hours and hours and hours before going to the emergency room for 10 hours. Okay, so his legs, it's hard to laugh with this because it's so sad, but like his legs were amputated below the calf, and he did initially receive $7,200 in an insurance payout, but will likely have the money seized. Like he's not going to get.
He lost his legs for
anything.
$7,000.
And that's going to get taken back because it was false claim.
Even if it didn't.
Yep.
He lost his legs intentionally for $7,200.
Yeah. They found the offending styrofoam box and plastic bucket that he put his feet into.
Oh, God.
I can't. Fucking. So what the hell is often stupid people?
They would have done.
It
would have been more believable if they would have turned the bike on, put his legs to the pipes,
right?
Burnt the shit out of it, and said, "I burnt my legs on your bike."
They're so young. They're students. They're young. This is how they were going to make their nut.
Okay.
Get that bag.
I need to move on from this. I can't.
You want to talk about it some more?
I might have to come back to it. I'm still processing it.
It might come back. All right.
Alleged stoner stopped after wild car chase. A UK driver who was arrested for reckless driving had officers in stitches after producing a driver's license from Legoland.
Oh.
The driver was pursued from Bexley to Isle of Sheppey and arrested for a multitude of offenses last week, according to a tweet by the Kent police, which apprehended the 21-year-old motorist in February following an epic chase.
Epic.
So first of all, he's taken them on like a wild goose chase, right? Mm-hmm. The fiasco began after officers attempted to pull over an Audi A7 they had observed maneuvering recklessly all over the road near Bexley. However, the driver refused to pull over, resulting in a 35-mile chase that took them from southeast London to Kent. They were even forced to call in a police helicopter to aid with the pursuit. Eventually, the pursuing officers caught up with the knucklehead in Kent after he ran out of gas, where, of course, this is where they find the large stash of marijuana in his car. Mm-hmm. But this was only the tip of the iceberg, because when they asked him for his documentation, he brandished a fake license he'd received from a Legoland in Windsor as a kid in 2003. The award, here's the best part. This is the best part. The award is gifted to children who pass the theme park's driving test, which entails using a brick-built electric car to navigate traffic lights, roundabouts, Lego policemen, and even a speed camera. So he thought if he could pursue that and get a Legoland driver's license.
I mean,
can you imagine this thing probably had like, a little Lego guy on it, and maybe like a Lego version of himself as the picture on it. And,
I mean, you're golden. I mean, what's wrong with that? And I love how the title is alleged stoner, like as if there's a big question around
alleged.
The Big Lebowski over
That's
here.
Right.
Yeah. Like what the...
Can you imagine the cops though, like looking at that license and says Legoland on it?
I think they see so much stupid shit that it would be like their favorite day. Like they'd bring that story home and...
Jesus Christ.
Some thieves are determined to inconvenience your life as much as humanly possible, and others are willing to lend a friendly hand, Kathy, in the form of manual labor.
Okay.
Before running off with your belongings. In 2022, a man called Marcus Hubbard realized he needed a lawnmower urgently and went looking for one. Marcus proceeded to mow the legal owner's front and backyard before leaving with said lawnmower. and lest you be afraid, there is footage from like the Ring cameras and
my God,
of a dude in all black with a black hoodie on mowing these people's lawns.
Like an addiction.
And then walking off with the lawnmower in the middle of the night.
At least he did them a favor. You find people with weird phobias. I still go back to the guy that was stealing like twigs or sticks from trees in the middle of the night.
Edward Scissorhands.
The Edward Scissorhands.
He was making Edward Scissorhands like creation.
God. In the middle of the night. All right, so these next three are short, and I just thought they were cute, more so than like hysterical.
Sure.
But this comes
an interlude.
An interlude, yeah. This comes from an article called "Animals Behaving Badly: 12 Hilarious Crimes Committed by Animals," and I'm going to introduce three, and then I'll probably add a few in the next episode we have.
You bet.
So the first one's called the carjacking bear.
Okay.
In August, and let me just preface too, I just imagine what it must be like for the people in these scenarios, okay?
Yeah.
So in August 2011, Durango, Colorado's resident Ron Cornelius awoke to the sound of a car smashing into his mailbox. His neighbor's SUV had been broken into and had traveled down the street into his yard. To Cornelius's surprise, the getaway driver turned out to be a black bear. While poking around searching for food, the bear had broken into the vehicle, had accidentally shifted the car into gear, sending it rolling down the driveway before clambering its way out of the car and leaving the scene. So he had turned the car on, got out of it in time before it crashed. Amazing. So the car ended up like going down the road on itself. Amazing. Luckily, neither the bear nor any of the residents were hurt, but the car was pretty banged up. Between the shattered rear window, the nearly ripped out steering wheel, and the bear poo in the front seat, needless to say, the SUV had seen its last day on the road.
Yeah.
So he went in there, tore some shit up, took a dump, switched gears, left the scene, and the car just like took off on its own.
See, it is about poop.
It is. Yeah, I always get a poo one in there. All right, this next one's called The Breaking and Entering Emu. This I think would be hilarious to picture. So a little context here is that emus are not native to southwestern England. It's not like you just see them walking around.
No.
Okay. So Sergeant Zoe Parnell of Devon was perplexed when she got the call that one was running wild in the next town over. She says, "I thought we'd arrive and it would be a turkey or something like that," Parnell admitted. But a 4-foot-tall Australian bird was in fact roaming through the small town of Barnstaple, going from house to house trying to get in. I just picture this thing just trying to break in houses.
So scary.
Even more troubling, it was heading in the direction of a main road. Police managed to apprehend it before it wandered into traffic. They handed the rogue bird over to a local animal hospital. So, folks, this is what happens when people, quote unquote, adopt wild animals as pets, is what I'm imagining happened.
Yes.
How else would that be there?
Right.
And now they're trying to find their natural habitat by breaking into your homes in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's real fucked up if you think about it.
It's super fucked up. Let's not think about it too much.
The Robin Hood cat is the last one for today of these three. Coming into work one day, Stuart McDaniel, owner of the Tulsa marketing firm Gurustu, was surprised to see a small pile of cash by a glass door in the office. The residence of the adjoining room was a cat named Sir Wines-a-Lot, the office's live-in mascot. McDaniel quickly discovered that clients had been playing with the kitty by sticking bills through the crack in the door, and that the wily feline was snatching them. He saw the opportunity to turn to Sir Wines-a-Lot's thievery into fun. A philanthropic endeavor, McDaniel started collecting the cat's stolen cash and donating it to local homeless shelters.
Okay.
He even started an online campaign nicknaming Sir Wines-a-Lot the Cashnip Kitty and urging locals with a few dollars to spare to pay him a visit. So he would just sit in there and people thought it was cute and they'd put dollars in and he'd just take the money. And whatever Sir Wines-a-Lot was able to get, the guy would donate.
I mean,
I'd give money to this cat. That'd be hilarious.
Just to see him do it.
Just to see him do it.
And know it was a donation.
Exactly.
What a great gimmick if you did it on purpose.
Isn't that funny?
It sounds like it started just because the cat was And somebody was being stupid, and the cat was like, I'll take that.
So cute.
Nice, really cute. This guy goes to steal a car, and he somehow manages to hit himself with the Honda Accord that he tried to steal while fleeing from police. So 31-year-old Isaiah John, the man with a broken leg. Man has a broken leg and he's stealing cars first.
Is it really broken, or is he like milking it?
I have no idea. Okay. He's really a serial killer from the 70s. Mm-hmm. No. His journey to a pinned body against a wall. No, I think he got the broken leg from the car. But anyway, he gets pinned. His whole body gets pinned up against a wall. This is
Jesus Christ.
So the police get a call.
Everyone's losing their legs in your stories.
I know, right? Imagine the police get a call, and the town is called Happy Valley, Oregon, by the way. So that's delightful. They get a call that a man is pinned. His body is pinned to a wall by a car. Oh, so the police respond to a 911 call about this theft in progress. The police quickly spotted the parked 1998 Honda Accord, and for some reason, the guy is lying down in the fully reclined driver's seat. So they arrive to the stolen car, and the dude is just laying, and he's like pump back the seat, and he's just laying there. Pump. When the officer reached the vehicle and shined his light inside, the guy sat up in the driver's seat, shifted into gear, and a high-speed chase ensued. So this is when the guy decides to take off. It was like a bait, right? Like, the cops are here, so now I'm going to run for fun. He sits up, shifts into gear, high-speed chase. He finally decides it was time to bail on the chase, so he opens up the driver's door and leaps out of the still moving Honda. It was then that this idiot ended up getting pinned under the car's wheel.
Oh, God.
And breaking his leg.
Was that worth again? You really do find some fucking morons.
Officers also discovered a ping pong paddle, a tennis racket, designer sunglasses, and a Schwinn scooter inside the Honda. Kathy's looking at me with her mouth open like, what the hell?
I like the Schwinn scooter.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So when you steal a car and you decide to jump free of it as if you're going to run off into the forest and become a wood nymph without a criminal record.
A wood nymph.
Without a criminal record, don't do that.
Some of these I have to sit on. I don't.
You're welcome.
It's like, I just, and I know this is all rhetorical, but you just think about it and you go, how does one begin to think about, like, this is what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
Like going back to the motorcycle. I'm still on those guys.
No, fair.
Fair. I have a great idea.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Let's burn your legs off and get
with ice.
Some money.
With ice. This is a 2-for-1. There's two short ones in here. Okay. Here's the first one. Blind criminality. A man was dubbed Germany's dumbest criminal back in 2002 after he attempted to rob a bank in a mask he couldn't see out of. So the criminal who they didn't. The criminal,
like an impulsive last minute decision.
Yeah. Give me that bag. Give me that bag. But he wasn't named. There's the criminal who was not named and was later sentenced to 4 years in prison. Entered the bank with a canvas sack on his head. He proceeded to bump into customers while brandishing a plastic knife and toy gun. He had to then lift the sack to demand money, showing his face. So I think he comes in, he's like, ah! He's all over the bank, he's bumping into people, he can't see shit, and then he ends up just picking it up to ask for what he needs.
Oh, by the way, give me the money.
Oh, here I am. The sack over my head was just pageantry.
I can't see. He doesn't even cut like eye holes or a breathing tube.
He just walked in with the sack. Just
fucking idiot.
Bumping into shit.
Jesus
Customers
Christ.
are like, what the fuck is going on? To get to the front, pick up his shit with a toy gun, probably like a CVS water gun.
Yeah.
You know, and a plastic knife.
Okay, Pumpkin Man, what are you doing? Oh, God. He's like watched too many horror movies.
All right, here's the next one. A woman who allegedly flashed her boobs at a cop during a traffic stop was arrested after cops say a crack pipe fell when she lifted her bra.
Yeah, because you put it in your bra, right?
Oh, my God. Elizabeth Johnson, 49, is accused of performing the bizarre act when she was pulled over in Ohio. According to a police report early Friday morning, the woman was pulled over near a hotel on Griswold Road, which automatically now sounds like it's a National Lampoon's.
Yep.
Second into the stop, an officer said he saw Elizabeth Johnson place her hands under her shirt and shove something in her bra. The report says Johnson locked the door and refused to come out. After the officer convinced Johnson to get out of the car, the report says she was still yelling and uncooperative. She told the officer, I'm not carrying anything illegal.
Yeah. Okay.
So correct. Johnson then reportedly screamed, "Fine, you want to see what I have?" and lifted up her shirt and bra, according to the report. Tits fly out. The crack pipe falls from her bra.
Yeah.
The officer said he immediately asked Johnson to cover herself before seizing the crack pipe and putting it in his cruiser.
Oh, God.
She was arrested and charged with possession of cocaine, obstructing official business, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Okay, Crack-a-lacka. What are you doing? What are you doing, Liz? Come on, Liz. What the? Nobody needed to see any of that. Kathy.
Yeah.
Speaking of robbery disguises, when you're coming up with a disguise, I mean, you get to decide whatever you want to do, right? To hide your identity.
Yeah. You can put a sack on your head and walk blindly through.
You can. Yeah. I wouldn't advise it. A decent disguise would be to blend into the masses, right? Gray, look like an average person, don't do anything unusual, blend in, right? Well, Dennis Hawkins, 48-year-old Pittsburgh resident, decided to rob a bank, and his disguise was not discreet. Denny Denster, decided to disguise himself in a woman's blonde wig, false breasts, and we kid you not, clown pants.
Oh, God.
So, I mean, the first issue was that his actual face, is complete with mustache and goatee and visible on the cameras.
I like the clown pants.
The second issue is that his disguise was not subtle, obviously. Like, everyone saw him. The gas station worker called to report that someone with that distinct appearance, imagine that phone call. There is a gentleman here with a clown pants, false breasts, and a blonde wig on, with that distinct appearance, attempting to steal a car shortly after police issued a description to the public. So not only is that description out there, hey, there's a guy with clown pants and a blonde wig on that just stole my car.
And boobs.
Yeah. Comes over the police. Everybody hears it. This guy says, hey, the guy with the clown pants and the blonde wig is here at my gas station.
Because, I mean, he's easy to find.
As if, here's the kicker. I can't with this right now. It's like, okay. As if that was not bad enough, when apprehended at the gas station, Dennis had splattered red paint from the dye pack that he stole from the fucking bank.
Can you imagine this image?
Clown pants, false boobs, blonde wig, red paint from head to toe.
Why the clown pants?
To match the dye? I have no idea.
Did he have clown shoes?
Probably no.
He was probably barefoot.
It had exploded on his face.
Yeah, the ink. Yeah.
So he had a goatee, a mustache, blonde wig, and a red face. It's like, can you imagine he goes to the tank at the local jail and it's like, what's up, bro?
Jesus Christ.
Here was my day. I decided to. I woke up this morning and actually planned to do this.
Oh my God.
Because Because you know robberies are usually planned.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was his big idea.
Dear God. Here's my last one.
Cool.
It's already bad enough. Walmart already gets a bad enough reputation for things.
Sure.
And then sometimes the quality of people it gets judged, right? So Walmart has a lot of,
judgment.
Yeah. And I will say that I have a lot of empathy for the people of Walmart on this day that work there or were also patrons.
Just on this day.
Okay. This happened in Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville man was arrested Wednesday after he urinated in Walmart while trying to put a package of trout in his trousers, and then told the police after that he wasn't concerned because his crimes were only misdemeanors, according to an arrest warrant.
Excuse me.
The police are called to the store at 1:30 in the afternoon. A worker told an officer that the suspect, David Wiley, was seen urinating on the sales floor near the alcohol while trying to put a package of trout in his pants and then attempted to leave the store without paying. So I just want to paint this visual as that he's, clearly intoxicated, I'm sure, but he has a package of frozen trout that he's sticking in his pants while peeing on the floor and yelling that he doesn't care because try to put me away. It's only a misdemeanor. So the officer writes that Wiley told him, "Yes, I indeed urinated on the floor," but was not concerned because it was a misdemeanor.
Indeed.
He also said he had been consuming alcohol. Shocker. Repeatedly stated to the officer that he was not concerned with being cited again because neither offense were more than misdemeanors.
Crack addicts, alcoholics, and stoners today
Yes.
with Dr. Kathy Barrett, ladies and gentlemen.
Wiley's statements, as well as the detection of alcohol, led me to believe that the offenses were likely to continue, the officer wrote. You think? So he was arrested
Indeed.
with shoplifting, vandalism, indecent exposure, and public intoxication. And the warrant says the value of the items he attempted to take was $130, and the vandalism was estimated at $10. So he was, booked,
You think?
in the county jail. So
For his misdemeanors,
that is a
Kathy.
lot of piss and shit to clean up. Imagine you're there and you're like, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask you to do it's only a misdemeanor. Do what I want."
Yeah. It's still, and yet still, you are indeed going to jail.
And why trout?
That was going to be my first thought was, did he think it was a bottle of Jack? I mean, are we just in the wrong section? And he just was putting shit down his pants?
I think so. They said he was in the alcohol aisle, but he must have just grabbed a frozen bag of fish.
Yeah, I'm thinking he thought it was a bottle.
Oh God.
And then I was thinking, so did the trout enter his pants and then it became it pushed on his belly and he had just peed everywhere? I don't know.
Or he was just trying to be offensive.
Because it's only a misdemeanor.
Yeah, I can do what I want.
It's so counterproductive. This is the thought process. If you're just trying to get some booze and keep drunk, going to jail is not going to help this agenda.
you know what, again, reviewing this and thinking I want to go back. I want to think about this for a minute. I'm still on your first story.
Okay. Because dude and duder.
Yeah. Cut off your legs.
Decided to spend 10 hours freezing their friend's legs off for $1 million.
Certainly did.
Which, not even that much money in today's economy, by the way. Although maybe in Taiwan it is. I don't know.
I don't know.
And we don't know. And what the hell? Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Ridiculousness. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Kathy. Sleep safe, everyone.